All right. Ready? Okay. All right. So it's fight day. Let's go over the bouts. Let's make sure that we've got the information. We're prepared to get through this today. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. So the first one I'm going to talk about, we've got Agapova and Yanez. Agapova has UFC contender and BKFC experience. Yanez has Bellator, PFL, LFA experience. Agapova is 10-5 in MMA. She has 3 career KOs. The issue with her is we're looking at 6 straight losses right now. Yanez has 2 of her 7 wins are by KO. Both of them have big show experience. Um, you know, the record for Agapova is not the best, but again, she has a lot of experience and she's done BKFC. Yana is really coming straight from MMA. I think it'll be an interesting matchup. The experience I say goes to Agapova, but I think the consistency and the ability to win may go to Yanez. It's kind of a coin toss on there. What do you think?
Agapova had actually her last time not losing is was a draw, and that was in boxing. Her last few fights have been in boxing. So yeah, she has more boxing experience. Giannis is yeah. I have the same stuff you do, so Giannis is coming from MMA.
Yeah, what are you looking at though? You leaning towards Agapova or Yanez on this one?
I think I'm leaning towards Agapova just because of the not the dirt boxing experience. Does she have dirt boxing? But
No, she's got
okay,
BKFC
she
though.
has BKFC. So in BKFC, she has BKFC experience in boxing. So the
I'm just
boxing
gonna
makes
go.
sense.
I'm just gonna go more towards Yanez from a consistency factor
Mm.
and from a winning factor. As many losses Agapova had in a row, um, I mean, you feel it. She got the pressure to win, but Yanez has more consistency and is more used to winning. So I'm kind of leaning there just from that. All right, the next one I've got Urit versus Bashir. Urit is 2-1. All of his wins are by submission. He has fought in LFA. Bashir is 5-5 with 2 of his wins by KO. He's fought in PFL and NFC. Neither one of these guys uh, neither one of these guys is showing a lot of experience in terms of heavy striking damage. We're not looking at like a big structure of KOs. Bashir with 2 out of 5 wins by KO. Maybe I'm going to lean a little bit more towards that. 10 fights versus 3 fights. This is a hard one for me to pick, but I'm going to lean towards Bashir on that.
Yeah. Akeem Bashir is older now, but yeah, I just think that Gabe hasn't shown enough striking, so I also will be leaning towards Bashir.
All right, the next one I got is Stewart versus Mettendorf. Stewart is 5-1. He's fought in LFA, fought in Aries. He has 3 wins by KO. Mettendorf is 0-2 in MMA, but he does have an Muay Thai background. I think this is a classic matchup of MMA versus Muay Thai. Neither one of these guys has a big, robust amount of experience. It really is going to come down to what's the quality of the Muay Thai from Mettendorf versus Stewart's experience. I don't really lean either way on this. I'm curious.
Yeah, I think I am leaning towards Stewart just because of the record. I think that if you're Menendorf, it's just I think that 0-2 in MMA is not good. So we and he it's hard to find his Muay Thai. So I haven't seen anything really of him. So I just think that
I'm kind of going to lean towards Stewart myself on that
yeah.
one. Then, I mean, realistically, you got a guy who's 5-1 versus 0-2. From a mental perspective, a guy who's 0-2, he understands losing a lot more than Stewart does. Stewart understands winning more. It's really going to come down to a mental battle. All right, on the next one, we've got Burton and Cannon. Cannon is he has no pro fights from Burton. Burton has no pro fights. He's 6-2 as an Emmy. 3 of those wins are by KO. Shows he's got some firepower. But Cannon, he's a DBX vet and he's an MMA vet. His MMA record is not good. It's 9-10, but his DBX record is 1-0, and he knocked out one of the most vicious MMA fighters of all time, in Hector Lombard, in 19 seconds. In 19 seconds, we don't get to see a lot. Line's a really good punch. I don't know if it's skill or if it's luck. That's the thing we got to find out tonight. You've got inexperience versus a lot of experience, but the skill level's not really there. I'm going to lean towards Cannon coming off a 19-second KO off of Lombard. He's got to be feeling himself. He's got to have found some confidence there, feeling more comfortable in DBX than in MMA. So I'm leaning towards Cannon.
Me too. I think Cannon also just has the better experience, and yeah, I think he's also even as short as his last one was. I think that he just has experience with the rule set. He's but even just training, he's trained with it more. I have him
Okay.
as James.
I got St. John versus Felipe. St. John's 5-1 in Muay Thai. He's 0-1 in DBX. Felipe's 10-9 in MMA, and 7 of those wins are by KO. He's fought in LFA. So St. John has more striking, and he's been in the DBX ring. I don't know. This is a tough one. Felipe has, the winning record. He has the 7 knockouts. He's fought in a big show like LFA. Um, this is a tough one to call. This one's really going to come down to MMA versus Muay Thai. His St. John's Muay Thai and that little bit of experience, even though it's a loss, he still understands DBX better than Felipe does. That one's a tough one to lean towards. From a winning perspective, I'm leaning towards Felipe, but from a stand-up perspective, I'm leaning towards St. John. I'm gonna have to let these guys make the decision for me. I can't pick.
I am also leaning to St. John because in dirty boxing the rule set is much different than anything else, just because it's just so unique. So I think just having that experience training with those rule sets all is more. So I have St. John.
All right, I think from a numbers perspective, that's a little bit of an upset, but I understand where you're coming from. All right, now we got Stananik and Willis. Stananik is 6-5 with 6 KOs. Willis is 17-7 with 6 KOs. Um, both have fought in LFA and Bellator, and Willis has also fought in PFL. I think this is an intriguing matchup. Stananik clearly has the power with being 6-5 and all 6 of his wins by knockout. And Willis, he's got 17 victories with 6 of them by KO. So that's more of a varied winning style. I'm actually going to be leaning into Stananik on this one. This guy, heavy hands, and I think that's what's going to pull him through.
Um, Stanek also has experience in dirty boxing. He fought on DBX too. So yeah, I think that he has the momentum coming into DBX 4. So yeah, I'm also going with Stanek. He's coming off a knockout in round 2 using the rule sets of dirty boxing.
And that too, getting through a round, getting into a second round, that makes a big difference. It's not a quick knockout. He's actually going to have more. He's going to be more comfortable in that DBX ring. All right, let's look at Smith and Parrish. Smith is 5-2 with 5 knockouts. He has a fight in the UFC. He has 1 fight in BKFC, and he has a fight in Karate Combat. So this is a dude who knows winning. He's fought in hybrid fighting styles before. This is a tough go. Then you've got Parrish, who's 7-5. He's got 2 KOs there. He's fought in Bellator. He's fought in LFA. He was in the locker room with him at Bellator, where he shocked the world with a big knockout. Parrish clearly has a puncher's chance, but I think Smith has the consistency and the momentum behind him. I'm leaning towards Smith on this, but just because Parrish is a cool dude, I'm hoping he does well.
I'm actually leaning towards Parrish. He is, even though his last win is by rear naked choke in round 2, I just think he has the firepower and has more experience. So I'm gonna go with Parrish.
All right. Well, now we got Trinaldo and Eamon. So Trinaldo is 47 years old. I think that plays into it. He's fought in the UFC, ton of fights there. He's fought in DBX. He's undefeated in DBX. He's going against Eamon, who's 5-7 in kickboxing. This one comes down to, for me, it's experience versus a younger fighter. From what I see from Trinaldo, I don't think he's slowing down. I don't think 47 really matters. I think that his experience matters. I think this is a gritty, tough dude. That's a hard go for anybody. So, Eamon's kickboxing, that's fine. But Trinaldo and just this massive body of work, and it doesn't look like the work has done too much damage to him. I'm leaning with Trinaldo.
Yeah, with Trinaldo, we're talking about a guy who's beat Paul Felder and Jim Miller. So he's fought Kevin Lee. His first fight in the UFC was in 2012. We're talking about a guy with so many UFC fights. So Yeah, I'm leaning towards Trinaldo because Eamon just doesn't have as much as experience. He has way less. So I'm gonna I'm gonna pick Trinaldo. He also getting older with power hasn't left. If anything, it's gotten stronger. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with Trinaldo.
All right, I think we agree on that. Let's look at Ware and Shank. Ware is 4-0 in boxing, and then you've got Shank, who's 6-5. He's 1-0 in DBX. He has LFA experience, and he has 2 knockouts. Uh, Honestly, boxing, when it comes to the hybrid rules, the straight boxer has a tough time. I don't think 4-0 in boxing really matters in this. I think that the MMA experience and the DBX experience on the Shank side gives him the edge on this one. I'm leaning to Shank here.
Yeah, DBX is not like boxing. It's more like MMA striking. So yeah, I can't hide behind the gloves. So I think I will be going with Alexander Shank. He has more experience with MMA striking than where is just pretty much a straight boxer. Even though he said he's been training MMA for a while now, I think Shank with a he has a DBX fight. Yeah, so with that experience, that'll help him with this fight.
All right, we got Garcia and DaCosta. Garcia's 1-0 in DBX, 3-0 in MMA. Then you've got DaCosta, who's 5-6 in MMA, and he's also 1-0 in DBX, but he also, in the bare knuckle style of boxing, he's 2-3. DaCosta has a large body of work. I think it's a intriguing matchup, but I think DaCosta, especially off his last win, I can't remember who he fought there. We watched that one together. That was
Chase Sherman.
yeah, Chase Sherman. That's a tough go. Uh, that was a good fight. DaCosta, he's he's a cool customer in there, and I think the consistency and the pressure is going to give Garcia a hard time. I'm going with DaCosta on this.
I am also going with Costa just because in BKFC and just with other bare knuckle boxing just fights, it shows shows how tough he is. So he can take a punch and he can give a punch. I'm gonna go with Costa here.
All right, let's go to the co-main event. We've got Battle versus Coring. I do not think this is the same fight for Battle that he had last time. I think this is going to be a really tough fight. Honestly, this one's going to go short or long. It's either going to be somebody crack somebody right away, or we're going to have a war for 3 rounds. I don't see it either way. Um, Brian Battle, he might spell his name wrong, but the guy can battle here. He's got a really good body of work. His DBX, debut is impressive. His UFC fights are impressive. Coring is 13-2 in MMA. He's 1-0 in BKFC. The guy knows how to win. The guy's a dog. Uh, this one's hard. This really comes down to, does that high level of experience translate better? I really don't know. This is like 50-50 by the numbers. I'm leading to Battle by the Big Show experience, but I'm also leaning towards Curring on the fact that he's a dog.
I'm leaning more towards Brian Battle because Brian Battle is a UFC fighter. He has 8 fights in the UFC, only 1 loss, and in all his wins, he's showed how good he is. So yeah, I will be going with Brian Battle because just Nick
I, I
Cohen doesn't have as much experience as Brian Battle.
I would not be surprised either way on this one.
Me neither.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I kind of see Battle with the experience, but I also with Coring, just that there's something with him. There's a dog in him. I definitely know he's going to be able to take a shot. I'm curious to see how hard he throws, to be honest.
My take is if Cohen, if it goes later into the rounds, like round 2 or round 3, if Brian Battle hits him enough times and Brian Battle gets tired, I think Cohen can take it. So I like.
This is going to be an intriguing
Mhm.
matchup. I think this is going to be the show stealer of the fight. I think Battle Coring, that, like, if we didn't have Gable Stevenson on the card, I think this is the actual main event. All right, so let's get to the main event. We've got Stevenson, Swanson. I mean, by the numbers, this looks like a blowout. Stevenson is a gold medalist, multiple time national champ, NFL, WWE, training with John Jones. You know, he's got John Jones' entire team behind him. This is a guy on the rise. Everybody's not saying, you know, is he going to be the UFC champ? It's just a question of when. That's a huge hype train. And then you've got Swanson, who does not have an impressive record. He's 4-3 in MMA. He's 0-1 in BKFC. He's been to Bellator, PFL, BKFC. He has Muay Thai fights. The only thing I can say on this is that Gable's experience may be so high level, but it's not. I don't know. It's not. It's not MMA. It's not boxing. It's wrestling. Swanson's experience is, you know, varied in combat sports, and the guy's pissed off. He doesn't like the way he's being treated, and he's got a chip on his shoulder. So it's if Gable doesn't take him out early in a 5-round fight, if this gets past 2 or 3 rounds and Swanson still got gas in the tank, it's going to be tough. The only thing when I say that 5-round fight, Stevenson is one of the most conditioned athletes you're ever going to see. Swanson cannot compare in terms of pedigree of training, conditioning, mentality. Stevenson's got a machine behind him. This is like an overwhelming wave of training and experience. The question, though, you go from Olympic gold medalist to now you're fighting at this level of fighting. This is like going from being a, you know, senior to being a freshman again. Does he have the ability, after being this great superstar, to be the freshman in combat sports? We'll see. I think he has the mentality, but Swanson also really got under his skin. Stevenson said, "I'm cool, calm, and collected," and then he's motherfucking Swanson at the weigh-ins. He got under his skin. I don't know if that's going to make it worse for Swanson or better. On paper, overwhelmingly Stevenson, but there is a window for Swanson to capitalize on the inexperience and put it on him. I think if he lands a really clean shot and Gable can't take him down, that could be a problem. And the pressure that he's feeling to be the next big thing may overwhelm a little bit. So, yes, Stevenson 9 out of 10 times, but there is that one time that I think Swanson can slip one in.
Yeah, I see that Gable has all this experience, and I think that if he might fold under all this pressure, because everybody's saying he's the next heavyweight champ. He's like everybody says he's gonna run through the heavyweight division once he gets to the UFC, and if he does, he has to get through Billy Swanson, and Swanson really, really did not like how he's been treated. We saw him at the press conference. At the press conference, he was clearly, visibly upset with how much of an underdog he is, and everybody's acting like this is going to be a blowout, even though it could be. I just think, I don't know who to pick here. It's like Gable with John.
Let's not forget how hard he hit in that LFA fight and the speed that we saw. I've never seen a heavyweight move as fast as he did. That was scary.
I would like to see what will happen with this experience versus athleticism.
Yep.
I'm leaning a little more towards Gable, but I will not be shocked if Billy Swanson gets it done.
Yeah, it's not wrestling, it's boxing. All right, I think we got a good card. I think we got our numbers in line. I think it's a really well matched card. I don't see too many blowouts here. I see a pretty evenly balanced situation. And yeah, I feel like DBX4 is definitely a step up in what DBX has been doing. Yeah, I think this is great.
I'll be excited to be there tonight. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen.
Cool. All right, let's take our notes and let's get ready for the show.